Right. I've had a few questions on my channel. One of the main ones has been, have you and Josh Aveste fallen out?
Yeah, I don't really like you anymore, to be honest with you. And I've really been dreading coming into this studio with you today because we have had a bit of an issue.
We've had a rift.
We've had a fight.
We've had a rift.
You might have noticed the black eye. I'm wearing quite a bit of makeup to cover it up because there was some contact and it's quite a serious situation. So thought we'd get into it straight away.
Should we hug it out?
Come on. Get it on camera. Get it on camera. Hey! We fucking love each other.
It feels good to be back. Mate, these lot have been worrying. They have been worrying.
Why have you been worrying?
Going, where's Josh? Where's Josh? I'm like, listen, Josh is doing his thing. Tell him where you've been.
Well, I've been in Sweden and Copenhagen. And now the interesting thing is...
Oslo?
No, not Oslo.
Is that Sweden?
Different country. Oslo is the capital of Norway. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Scandinavia.
No, I was in a little place called Halmstad in Sweden. Lovely holiday town in the south of Sweden. Beautiful place. And then I was in Copenhagen. There are lots of Chelsea fans in Sweden and Denmark. So we've got to shout them out. Thank you to all that.
Nice.
There's a very particular
Danes.
guy called Emil who sent me a message. He gave me about 15 locations for restaurants in Denmark.
Not a quite broad fella plays up top.
Didn't play for Aston Villa, no. Very different chap.
Okay.
Lovely guy though.
Okay.
Yeah. Where have you been? Because I've heard you've been away.
Mate, I've been here, there, and fucking everywhere. I've been to Fuerteventura.
Oh,
yeah.
All inclusive.
Yeah. No, I lost weight out there. I lost about half a stone.
There was a punching bag by the pool.
I was doing everyone's head in, mate. Absolutely.
What, by punching them or
you're just showing off big time. Do you know what? It's right by the kids' pool as well. So just go there and just let them know who the big dog is. You know what I mean? Don't mess around with me.
Yeah.
Try and steal my floats. So you know, just one of them.
You were showing those moves off.
Oh yeah.
What were you practicing in particular? Was there any punches in particular that you were really going on the heavy bag?
Do you know what? Right, I was just letting a bit of anger out on that heavy bag because I broke up with this girl that I had been dating, and lovely girl, really beautiful, natural beauty. She did have a lazy eye, but a natural beauty. But I just had a feeling she was seeing someone else.
Oh, her eyes were wandering.
There you go. Do you know what? Have you missed the dad jokes?
I have, and I've missed the sort of chat about holiday romances and Love Island and just all the general shit.
I'm going to shout out someone now who doesn't know I exist, but I think you've met him or know him or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I've become a really big fan of his channel, right?
Yeah, go on.
And at 2:30 in the morning last night, I'm sitting watching a video he made where he speaks about Love Island, the show. Cam Kirkham, yeah.
Do
you know him?
Yeah, he's a friend of the channel. Yeah.
He Loza trains him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Classic Geordie, great content.
Yeah. Really,
we'll link it in the
really
description.
He probably doesn't know I exist, but I like his
he
channel.
Will do now.
Right, let's get into it. Enzo Maresca's first Chelsea pre-match press conference.
Yeah, I think you can say that. One of his first press conferences, period. You have to say he's done one before.
Period.
Yeah, just mentioning it in there. I thought you'd enjoy that. Yeah, he's done one before, hasn't he? I think this was his second total.
Yeah. No, but this was his second pre-match press conference, should we call it?
Yeah.
What did you think? Did you watch it?
I thought, do you know what? It was a bit of a weird one because I thought he did a few PR answers where he could have gone into a bit more detail, and we'll talk about the specific topics in a second.
They say the devil's in the detail.
But he didn't really. He gave some very simple answers. It looked like the press officer had given him some, but there was some things that were quite revealing that I think we should go into.
Why, did he have a few buttons under?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, think about that chest hair. Yeah. He's a good-looking chap.
Yeah, he's a good-looking chap.
Yeah.
He is. I was saying it before, one of the best bald-looking managers in the league.
He pulls off the bald very well, because there's not many managers that could do that. I think Pep pulls off the bald quite well.
Pep does it well.
I think Maresca is up there now. Daishi.
There you go. I was waiting for it.
Arnie Slot, no.
No.
You could do with some hair, Arnie
They
Slot.
lost their pre-season game, didn't they? They might have had one since. I'm not sure.
I think I see a lot of people saying that Liverpool could be 7th this year.
No
6th,
way.
7th.
7?
Mate, Salah falling off.
His hair's falling
all over
off.
the place. His
Have you seen it? Have you seen it? He shaved it.
You got to shave it to get the hair transplant. Just saying.
But do you know what? Right, if I was going to shave my hair, I wouldn't even go to the barbers.
Where would you go?
I wouldn't go anywhere. Do it in my front room.
Yeah, true.
You know how?
What? How?
I've got a Manscaped razor, mate.
What?
I've got...
What?
Do you not know about this?
You can trim using the Manscaped stuff?
It's not just for facial hair.
I didn't know you could do
You
that.
want to go once all over buzz cut, you can just do it yourself in the front room with the Manscaped
does it work
razor.
with that?
Oh, unbelievably well.
Wait, so have you got a link for that stuff?
I've got a link for it, mate. I've got a link for it. We'll just link it in the description for this one.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Anything else you want to talk about that you've trimmed recently?
Let's talk about the press conference. I've got a few quotes here from Enzo Maresca and obviously club captain, the big dog, Reece James. I say club captain.
Is he?
I say club captain.
Is he?
Captains, plural, if we're going on Enzo Maresca. But, maybe a little bit lost in translation in that one.
Was he hedging his bets, though, because Reece isn't going to be involved for the first 2 or 3 games of the season?
Is it 2 games?
Well, he missed the last 2,
Is it a 5-match ban for violent misconduct? 4.
Well, it was 3, but it was his second red card of the season, so it went to 4.
Oh, my God.
Straight red.
He got more red cards than he has...
Wasn't good.
Appearances, God.
Yeah. Who else is in the leadership group?
Leadership group?
Who else would you say is a captain? Because he said... So, just for the quotes for everyone
I'll tell you what. You give me one, and I'll say yes or no, captain.
Chilwell.
No.
Enzo.
No.
Colwell.
Borderline.
Okay. What about this one? Raheem Sterling.
No.
He's the oldest player that we have in the squad. He's on the most money. He's got the most experience. He's played in the Maresca system before. Not captain material?
No. Sorry.
Simple as that.
Yep.
Just a mentality perspective. Just don't rate him as a captain.
Just not a captain, mate. Just not a captain.
Beyond that, I'm really struggling to think of any other names. Can you think
I've
of
got
any?
a very obvious one.
Who?
Well, it's very obvious, isn't it?
Go on.
Boy, Chelsea
Mikhailo
fan.
Mudryk.
No. Although speaking about buzz cuts,
Yeah.
Boy, Chelsea fan, came through the ranks, went out on loan, impressed,
Conor
came
Gallagher.
back. No.
Trevor
Chalobah. That'd be my captain, mate.
He's not in the leadership group now, is he? So what were the quotes on Trevor? Should we get into that?
Yeah, let's get on to the quotes on Trevor Chalobah. Although, what I should say is the Trevor Chalobah situation itself is something that we do really want to speak about in this video. And we're going to come on to it because we're going to speak about a few of the Enzo Maresca. I always go to say Enzo Fernandez quotes.
I think we need to clarify it very quickly where it's Maresca and Fernandez, because otherwise it's going to get really confusing. Who is the original Enzo?
I feel like I've never called Enzo Fernandez. He's Enzo or Enzo Fernandez. He's Enzo.
So we've got to go Gaffer or Maresca then.
Yeah. I didn't call you Baldy. We
want to call him Baldy?
We could go Baldy Maresca. No.
Baldy?
No. Charming Maresca. No, Enzo. Well, yeah. They're not both called Maresca. Right, let's go. I'll tell you what, let's just start from the top.
Yeah.
And let's start with the man that he was sat next to in the press conference, Reece James.
Yeah.
One quote. I like this one. By the way, I'm reading these out because someone might notice if they're watching it, the chronological order of this. London will always be blue. Instagram account. Great Instagram account. Probably, I would say, my favourite, my number one go-to for my Chelsea sort of news, breaking news, things like that.
Do they watch the channel?
There's a bear shit in the woods. Go see, watches the channel. Reece James, I have one goal, and that is to stay on the pitch.
Yes.
That's a good goal.
Yes.
That's a good goal.
That was his quote.
Although I don't think that he chose to be injured.
That was a question that had been asked by our very good friend George Benson.
Was it? Oh, George is out there, isn't he?
George is out there. He's in the press conference. Shout out to George.
Quality.
He asked that question to Reece and Reece responded with that answer.
Yeah.
What a moment that is for George to be involved in the Chelsea press conference. I would love to be there and ask a question to Reece James. He must be on cloud 9.
Spoke to Reece James on FaceTime once. Did I tell you this?
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you? What was it? Was it me? Because people keep saying it's me.
It was you with a tan.
Yeah. You do keep getting confused.
People do say that you're a Reece James lookalike.
Don't get it.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn is the better one.
Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments which one.
With Hearn.
And you've been on site recently, haven't you?
I have. Yeah. Obviously, after winning the Premier League with Leicester, I'm now getting rolling my sleeves up and getting my hands dirty.
Yeah, I mean, mate, I don't know why people are questioning it because obviously you're having a good time.
Yeah. Always have a good time on site. You not see that video of me jumping in the cement?
I have. Put it on screen now.
Reece James also said, I've spoken to Enzo Fernandez and everyone involved.
Yes.
He also said about his fitness worries. And we're going to cover the Enzo Fernandez situation in another video. It's going to drop on Friday, actually, because Enzo Fernandez isn't actually expected to be linking up with the squad for probably at least another week or so.
Enzo Maresca confirmed that it was on the 29th.
29th
is when he'll be.
Okay, that's not too far away.
No,
that's not too far
5
away.
days.
Well, that works well because then in a couple of days that video is going to drop. But
yes,
what I would go back to Reece James's point on, he said, if I'm honest, the last 16 months have been really tough and frustrating. I'm really excited and I feel like I'm in a good place to find my rhythm again. Just how important is it for Chelsea Football Club that we keep Reece James fit and available for selection this season?
I actually think it's really important. The reason why is not just because of his quality and how good he is and that he's club captain and etc. Is actually because, and it was very revealing what Maresca said about this, is he said that Malo Gusto is trying to learn how to play that position. Now, obviously, that could be lost in translation. You know, English isn't Maresca's first language. But he certainly said that Reece James is looking exceptional. And he called other players out for a lot of praise. He called Nkunku out for a lot of praise and said that other players are really adapting very well. But it was very telling that Gusto was trying to fit into the system. Now, the way that we see it is that the left-hand side is going to be inverting into the defensive mid. And the fullbacks are going to be sitting in, right?
Yep.
On the right-hand side. And so Reece is more natural in that way, whereas Malo Gusto wants to be an attacking, bombing on right wing back, doesn't he, really? That's his best position. So it is quite revealing from that perspective. And I think Reece James is going to be by far the number one choice. And Malo Gusto might be the one that suffers. That's what I'm thinking right now. Without seeing a game.
Off of the back of last season and the performances last season, I really hope that suffer isn't a word that we end up describing Malo Gusto's form this season or lack of numbers potentially this season, minutes on the pitch this season, because I think he did more than enough to prove that he's one of, if not the best young fullback in the Premier League. And he's up there with the best performing fullbacks in the Premier League last season. We'll obviously have to see how he works in the inverted role, because when I look at Malo Gusto, I think he's way more in the mould of a Tuchel's Chelsea fullback in terms of bombing on up, providing assists. I mean, that right foot, right? And that right foot could come off either side, whether he was playing at left back or right back last season. How many, not just assists did he actually make, because then you're relying on the person in the box scoring the goal, but how many assist-worthy balls did we see him put into the box last season?
Well, he got 5 total assists, didn't he? And I think it was easily double, triple that in terms of the ones that were gilt-edged chances that he created. So, yeah, it was loads.
And I think that the players around him, especially the likes of Nicholas Jackson, who's going to be in the box, Mark Gu, who could be in the box, I think that those players around him will really, really value that, because I do think that there's a level of certainty with Malo Gusto. If he gets the option, he's going to whip that in. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to whip that ball in a perfect position for someone to get ahead on it. So as long as we can be clinical, those assist numbers, I would imagine, will definitely go up this season, providing he gets the amount of minutes. But what we're sort of thinking at the moment is that Reece James is going to be the starting choice. It's an obvious one because he is captain. And do you know what Enzo Maresca also said?
What did he say?
He said that he's watched the games that he's played in midfield.
Yes.
So Enzo Maresca,
he said the Wigan example.
He's been going back and watching a bit of League One Wigan.
Yeah. I mean, high praise. You know, Reece James can do it at that level. He can do it at any level. Any level.
And that's why if we beat Wrexham, we can beat anyone.
Yeah. I don't see, based on the squad that we have right now, even with Reece having done that, I can't see the right-hand side being the one that inverts.
I think it comes a lot more lateral off of the left-hand side, and I think that the reason for that is obviously Cucurella, who will be joining back up.
Also Colwell and also Badia Shiel. All of them. Do you know what, mate?
Colwell and Badia Shiel as left-backs.
Mate, trust me now, I think we're going to see more and more of those boys being on left-back this season.
So if you're going on...
Especially if Cucurella doesn't play.
If you're talking about a big, strong, physical, strapping lad, not talking about your search history, I'm talking about Chelsea team, big, strong, strapping lad that could potentially play at fullback and invert, I would actually think of a name before Badia Shiel or Colwell, who you just mentioned.
Hey.
I would say Renato Veiga.
Yes, we've got to talk about him. That's
Yeah.
exciting. You've obviously seen lots of him.
I like. Come on, mate. We don't sign a player that I haven't seen lots of. So obviously, look, I'm not going to deny it. I hadn't watched a massive amount of Renato Veiga.
Yeah.
In fact, I had to cut and clip a couple of videos because I kept talking about him and going, so Renato Sanchez coming in. I got the long
He
Renato.
was a good player
wrong
about
Renato.
10 years ago.
But Renato Veiga,
obviously,
I found out where he grew up, sort of flew out there, just sort of gauged, knocked on doors.
Met his family.
What was he like? Met his family, went to his high school. I got some year 9 PE reports from his teachers, stuff like that. And then obviously watched every single minute that he's ever been on the football pitch, as you do with any player we link with.
It's quite good, though, because he hasn't actually played that many minutes, so it wasn't a long job.
No, it was only 3 minutes. No. But I think that he's going to be a bit of a beast.
Where do you think he plays? Because we've signed him. He thinks he's a defensive mid.
He's listed as a defender, you know, on that squad announcement.
Yeah.
On the squad announcement, he is listed as a defender.
Yeah.
When I look at the potential sale, disgraceful sale, in my opinion, of Trevor Chalobah, I think that maybe if we don't see Chelsea Football Club go out and sign another defender, as in a centre-back, in this window, then I think that maybe his future this season lies in the centre-back role. However, I would agree with the man himself, and I would say that Renato Veiga, probably to me at the moment, looks best as a central defensive midfield player.
Which is the inverted left-back.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And he can play at left back. And he's had a lot of minutes at left back.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one there. Anything else? Any key points from Enzo Maresca's press conference that you wanted to pick up on? I've got a few written down here. And obviously, positionally, he speaks a lot about the need for rotation in pre-season and experimentation in pre-season. Trying different players out in different areas and seeing how we can get a tune out of them best. I think that the main names there, Veiga will definitely be one of them. I think positionally we're going to see rotated. There's some names like we know where they're going to play. We know they're not going to be playing anywhere. But say, for example, Romeo Lavia, he's going to be in that midfield. He's not going to try him out on the wing all of a sudden or anything like that.
No, but he could be more. Could be one of the eights. Yeah, he could be. Yeah.
Well, I've always said that, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've always said that I don't think Romeo Lavia comes in and sits in a single pivot or anything like that.
Without Enzo, he will be.
Who, Lavia?
Because there's not any other sort of DMs that could play in that role.
Caicedo?
Caicedo is not a DM in Maresca's system.
No?
He'll be third choice in that role.
Caicedo starts every single match.
But as a free 8 on the right-hand side.
I think you're more likely to see Lavia.
Let's put some money on it now.
Yeah? How much?
I mean, we've got every bet under the sun, so we might as well whack 100
What bets have we got active?
I honestly can't remember.
Someone should go through the channel and let us know, because we probably owe each other a bit of money.
We probably
Knowing
do.
my betting history, fucking, I'm probably well in the hole. In fact, don't do that. If you're doing that now, stop. I'll be well in the hole on that one.
There were a few other players that he talked about in particular.
Yeah.
Christopher Nkunku's position.
Yeah.
That was one that he was discussing. He said that he sees him as probably one of those players that could play anywhere in his system. He actually used the word. He actually used the word anywhere.
Blisters. Pick some blisters up while sitting on the fence.
He said he could be a free, like a false 9. He said he could be a winger.
Free what? Left back, Ashley Coaster.
Yeah, he could be a free player. False 9, left winger, right winger. He said he could be a number 10. He said he could play as the number 8. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different options that Christopher Nkunku could play. So
sweeper keeper.
That was an interesting one. Now, bear in mind, Nicholas Jackson, he isn't going to be fit for the start of pre-season. He has had an ankle injury. He's probably going to miss the first couple of games, I'd guess. Unless
of pre-season, of the season, because we were
pre-season.
We were initially told that the ankle sprain was quite bad and that he was going to miss the first few month or so of the season. But clearly,
he's gone
strong genetics, the boy. Yeah. And a bit of a beast, and he's come back from it strong. So
well, the fact that he's gone on tour means that he's fit and available.
That's on tour
because there are other players that are injured that are not on tour. Should we talk about those very quickly?
We can talk about those.
What about Petrović?
Well, I came under a bit of stick because I obviously said in my video that it was a clear indication that Petrović should probably be leaving the club because he hasn't gone on tour, right?
Yes.
A lot of people are saying Petrović is injured. I still don't believe that. I think that they feel like they're going to move Petrović on because he's not in line with the sort of ball-playing ability that Robert Sanchez is.
But there was a goalkeeper that you and I discussed recently?
Mama Dash Philly?
No.
Lenny Pidgley?
We did talk about
Lenny Pidgley?
We did talk about Lenny, and we did talk about Mamashvili. But there was another goalkeeper that we might have said might be the ball-playing goalkeeper of dreams.
Hold on. We, or was it you?
I mean, maybe can we sort of say the royal we?
I don't want to massage the ego. I don't want to massage the ego here. If you lot want to, in the comments, and say Josh is an absolute fucking psychic, genius, talent connoisseur, then you can.
I mean, a lot of people said that the Jorgensen shout wasn't an exciting one. A lot of people said that they'd rather have Mamashvili or another sort of well-known goalkeeper.
Do you know what, Josh? A lot of people are idiots. Not these lot.
Not these lot. They know what they're talking about.
That are saying it, not you lot. Don't unsubscribe, God's sake.
Oh, by the way, if we're talking about subscriptions, Joey's only got 3,000 more.
No. Your subscription. Oh, sorry. YouTube subscription.
Yeah.
I was.
Are you not announcing the OnlyFans yet?
I was thinking you meant the X-rated website subscriptions that I've got.
Don't join Joey's OnlyFans, joeyknightfeet.com at OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Don't join that.
No, I thought you meant my Brazzers subscription.
Yeah. But don't join the feet one because they're only £5 each for a picture of Joey's feet.
Yeah, £5 per time.
Just saying.
There you go. Just saying.
You have got a 6 as well.
But let's speak about the goalie.
Yes, Petrović looks like he's on his way out. Mm-hmm. I think we can make that really clear. I agree with you. I don't think it's injury. Off the club.
We're not being in line with Clearlake and being age bias here because he's over the age of 20. We don't think once you pass your 21st birthday you're on the way out. No. We just mean the club.
The club. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he can go and find a new club.
I don't want him to go and find a new club.
It's ridiculous.
I fucking love him.
I fucking love him.
He's the man.
I'd rather have him than Sanchez, but there you go. They made their shout.
You know the day when Petrović became the man?
What was that?
It was the Newcastle match, wasn't it, in the Cup? You were there, weren't you?
I was there, yeah. That was a good game.
It's a great game. Great game.
Who scored the goal on that one? The winning goal?
I can't remember. Some blonde fella. I don't remember. Oh, no, that was it. Kieran Trippier own goal.
Okay.
Kieran Trippier own goal.
I don't think it was an own goal, but don't worry. But yeah, look, this fuck knows what this Jorgensen's going to be like. He's another young goalkeeper. He's going to have to come from Villarreal in the Spanish league, no pressure at all, and come into the cauldron of Chelsea. If he does get signed,
been done before.
Villarreal to Chelsea.
Oh yeah.
Who's the example?
Pressure. No pressure.
Who's the example?
Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Villarreal to Chelsea.
He did do very well.
Easy.
I thought you were going to go for a bit more retro. Have we got any other players from Villarreal?
Villarreal to Chelsea.
It wasn't like an Ida Johnson that came from Villarreal or someone random like that.
Ida Johnson come from Dutch. No, he didn't come from Bolton, didn't he?
Bolton, did he?
Did Ida Johnson come from Bolton?
Was he Bolton
Did
before?
He come from Bolton? I'm pretty sure Ida Johnson come from Bolton. You're not telling me.
Look it up in the comments. So, yeah, the question I have for you is, first game of the season, if we sign that guy, who plays? Sanchez or Jorgensen?
Just stick a new one straight in.
Really? Is he that bad? Are you that worried about Sanchez? I'm
torn because I want to speak my mind on the channel.
I
feel like there's 80% of the viewers here that like it because we do just speak our mind and we get a lot of, do you know what my favourite comment is that we'll get and stuff? It's like the relatableness of the channel and it's like you can tell these guys actually are Chelsea fans and whatnot and that's my favourite thing, and I feel like part of that comes because sometimes we will say little things and they're just in line with the way that the average match-going fan thinks and whatever. And again, when I say match-going, it's not like a thing against people that aren't. Not everyone's in a position to be able to afford to go to matches or locationally able to go to matches. But there is a way that sometimes a young Twitter football fan might think, and there's a way that someone who's growing up going to the bridge might think, right? And one of the things I love is the compliments we get when it's like, you can tell these guys, are match-going fans and whatever. At the same time, sometimes being a match-going fan can make you more emotional. And so sometimes I'll drop a little clip like I did yesterday about Trev, and I'll go, we fucking signed Axel Disasi for 45 million. And then you'll get some people that say, you haven't got to bring Axel Disasi down, mate. And I'm like, yeah, I get where you're coming from. I wasn't trying to do that. I just look, to quote Jemma Collins, I just want to be me.
There you go.
I just want to be me.
The best lessons in life do come from
Jemma Collins.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
There you go.
Just have a lot of cake and just enjoy your life.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Unless you're Jemma Collins.
Yeah. She takes the whole cake. No.
Big up to Jemma. She's a lovely young lady.
Don't ever take the mickey out of her because she's got a lot on her plate.
Yeah. A lot of cake. We love you, Jemma.
Yeah,
honestly.
You're welcome on anytime.
You're welcome. She probably is a Chelsea
fan. She's a big fan of the channel.
Yeah, big fan of the channel. Yeah.
Right.
She wasn't even that fat.
No.
GC, we love you, honestly.
She's a great girl.
And while you're there, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you are.
There you go. She's probably unsubscribed now, but I doubt she was in the first place. So I would probably start him in goal because I would like to see a goalkeeper given a chance that I'm going to have the same amount of confidence as Petrović, as I did when it comes to, shot stopping ability, but also that same amount of confidence when it comes to how he plays out from the back with his feet. Now listen, the stat comparison between Sanchez and Petrović, one of the main stats was errors leading to goals, right? Yeah. Was 2 for Petrović, 1 for Sanchez. That stat is so misleading because the strikers weren't able to finish their dinners when Sanchez gave them the opportunity. And the only man that did finish his dinner when Sanchez gave him that opportunity was a former man who obviously was only able to convert the shot because of his brilliant academy coaching experience in Declan Rice. Yeah? However, you were at the Brighton game in the Cup, weren't you?
Yeah.
I was at the Brighton game in the Cup. It was a good win for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good win. I'll tell you who it weren't a good day for.
Who?
Sanchez. He fucking passed the ball out to his forwards. He thought he was still playing for him. He passed the ball out to him about 20 times. He done it at Craven Cottage. I was at Fulham. I was at the Fulham game. He literally passed it to the Fulham player straight away. So, I don't know. Too many mistakes for me. But listen, if he can have a Kukurea redemption arc, then I'll be the happiest man in the room. But, and I will be on side, like I'm going to get behind him and support him. I do it with all of our players, but at the same time, I need to see more. I really need to see more. One man we'll move on to now that we may see no more of is Trevor Chalobah.
Yes.
Now, obviously, I have given my thoughts in a bit of detail in yesterday's video on Trevor Chalobah. I would say the reaction was most people were in line with my disappointment, sadness, could even say outrage to an extent.
Yeah.
But then some people were saying I'm being too sentimental and that Trevor Chalobah isn't good enough. I mean, look, proof's in the pudding, mate. How many games did he start last season? He was injured, so he weren't in there the lineup all the time. But
15, 20
he actually had 13 starts last season, so not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
How many times were we beaten in 13 games?
Let me try and think. I don't think it was that many.
Let me add up the losses in them 13 games.
Yeah. Don't think it was that many.
None.
None.
It was none.
It was
none.
zero.
It was none.
I didn't think it was many.
None. But he's bang average, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only Bayern Munich that were in for him last summer,
And it was only that amazing pass that he did to Noni Madueke that, is one of the worst passes you've ever seen.
Who?
Trevor Chalobah.
What pass?
The assist that he did for the assist
against Forest,
for Noni Madueke.
Forest?
It was a defence splitting pass that he did from the halfway line. Noni Madueke gets it and then he lays it on to Nicholas Jackson.
Who was it against?
I can't remember.
Was it against?
I don't think it was Forest, was it?
Was it against Bournemouth? Was it the day Caicedo scored from the halfway line?
I don't.
We should know.
I don't know that.
We really should know.
I'm just like remembering the goal. To be honest with you, that was an unbelievable pass, and he's done a few of those.
Oh mate, I love Trev.
I know.
I love Trev.
I know.
And I know he couldn't have dropped me a message or liked my video yesterday because obviously I said, you spent this on Axel Disasi, you spent this on whatever. He'd probably get in the fucking Sun newspaper if he ended up liking that.
Yeah, true.
But I know he saw it.
Do you reckon he did?
Come on, mate.
I mean, he loves you.
He
sent you a lot of messages before.
No. I'm not gonna front like Trevor Chalobah and me are mates. We're not. I've never spoken to him, but I'm just saying he see that video
via Joe Cole though. Joe will connect.
Joe will if someone will connect you, it's Joe Cole. So,
he's always assisting.
He's always assisting. He's always listen. FaceTimes of Reece James, chilling out with Joe Cole. It's not a big deal. Don't make a big deal out of it.
Just happens all the time for you, doesn't it? Now,
There you go.
You're part of the furniture. You are.
There you go.
You're like the kit man.
Yeah.
What's the kit man called? Billy.
No, I actually am like the kit man because of the dad jokes.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He's brilliant. So my perspective on it is this. I think Maresca was remember when I was saying he was a bit PR with his comments? He's obviously said that it's his decision in the press conference. I don't know if you heard the exact wording, but he said something along the lines of, I always find it disappointing when I have to leave out players, whether it's out of the first 11, whether it's out of a squad or whether it's out of a tour. Trevor is playing in a position in which we have a lot of cover, and he listed the players that he felt that we have 3 options to cover him. You know, Wesley Fofana coming back from a serious injury, and Axel Disasi that has been underperforming and has not been incredibly, good for us. Don't say too loudly.
About Disasi, get on your case.
And then a brand new player in Tosin who, looks very good. The numbers are brilliant, but we don't know how well he's going to fit in Chelsea. So obviously he deems it to be enough cover. That's the Maresca perspective. My perspective is similar to yours in that there is an element of the club, and we shouldn't say this sort of too overtly because it's not completely true in that you've got players in the first team still in a Reece James and a Cole at the very least, and Gallagher is still there for the time being. But there is a sort of a general feeling amongst our fan base at the moment that there is the heart that's being ripped out of the club, and that the Cobham graduates are just seen as tools to trade and aren't being seen as players to come in. Now, that's a sort of a general point I think we have to discuss on PSR and the FFP situation about how it's ruining football and how clubs are incentivised to offload young players, which I think just needs to be rewritten. I think it's incredibly unfair, and I think it does, it pushes fans away from clubs. Do you know what I mean? Even the Aston Villa academy is getting gutted at the moment. We're seeing it up and down. Man City have sold a lot of players as well. So it means the players that are trained and brought up at the clubs aren't actually playing for the teams that they did. And I think that's a real shame because you lose the affinity with the club.
Are you ready for me to pass you the tinfoil so we can put our hats on?
Go on.
Okay. Conspiracy theory time.
We got a lot of fun for our conspiracy theories. People loved your conspiracy theory talk. So maybe we'll have to do a whole episode on conspiracy theories.
Oh, we'll do that on the joint channel.
What? A joint channel?
Just you wait.
Tease.
We got something in the works.
He's always teasing.
We got something in the works.
He's always teasing.
Conspiracy theory time.
Yeah, go on.
Bayern Munich around 12 months ago were nearly sewn up for a deal with Trevor Chalobah.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was a Champions League winner under then Bayern Munich manager Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel will have highly admired the player, his attitude, his ability, everything about the man. His hair.
His hair's
We love the hair.
yeah.
We love the hair. Bayern Munich were in for him. That deal was almost given the green light. It wasn't like Chelsea were pushing back on it and it fell through at the 11th hour. I think from everything I've read up on the deal and from my memory of the time, it was sort of Bayern's end that the deal fell through.
Yeah.
They couldn't,
Get the
couldn't get
paperwork
their ducks in
done,
order.
basically.
Couldn't get the paperwork's done.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. They need you.
Yeah.
It's the man that does my paperwork.
Yeah.
So, do you remember what the fee was?
Wasn't it about 30 odd million, 35 million?
No. 25 million.
25.
25 million.
Okay.
No, I understand. There could have been add-ons and whatever.
Yeah.
Chelsea have set the fee for Trevor Chalobah in this transfer window at around 35 million. Okay?
We've
10
so been told,
million more. Now, I understand that I am, shouting from the rooftops about the fact that I thought Trevor Chalobah was a brilliant player for us last season. I thought he was an impactful, important player for us last season. But ultimately, he made 13 starts. Unbeaten, did I say? I should have slipped that in.
Because he was injured.
Because he was injured. But ultimately, he made 13 starts. Now, pessimists would say that 13 starts probably isn't enough to add a 10 million inflation onto your price
where's that
tag
coming
in the
from then?
space of 12 months.
Yeah.
Here's the conspiracy. Where's it come from? Do you know where I think it's come from? I think it's come from Enzo Maresca. I think he's turned round to the board and said, just so you know, I understand that one of the main reasons, and I don't want to be disrespectful here, I think Enzo Maresca is going to be bloody brilliant for Chelsea. Absolutely buzzing to see him get going, and I pledge my support to him. But I do think I'd be naive to say that one of the main selling points for any manager when being approached by Clearlake would have been their compliance. Is that the word?
Compliance is completely the word.
That is the word, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Their compliance to not ruffle feathers, not question decisions too much, and ultimately to operate within the borderlines of what the ownership want to do. And that means when it comes to certain players, they're going to have to be able to bite the bullet at times and go, okay, I may have been wanting to use a Trevor Chalobah or a Conor Gallagher, but I understand that you may be wanting to move him on. So therefore, I'm not going to kick up a fuss. I'm not going to, let's say, for example, like Pochettino did, make Conor Gallagher club captain and basically telling everyone that this is my man, I do not want to sell him. Enzo Maresca is probably not going to want to do that. However, the 10 million price tag on the fee tells me that Enzo Maresca has gone to the board and said, look, I understand you're going to do what you're going to do, but just so you know, he'll probably be a starter for me. He is one of my more important ones. So if you're going to sell him, make sure you get some decent money for him.
Interesting.
Far-fetched? Far-fetched?
I think that is far-fetched. The only reason why I say that is because he said in the press conference that it is my decision that Trevor isn't on the tour. Now, obviously, that can go into your theory in that he could be, a club man. And what that means is that there's a decision by the sporting directors. Maresca is seen, and it's yet to be seen whether he is this, but seen to be a yes man, and has therefore said it's a club decision, and therefore me as the manager, I select the players, and therefore it's my decision as much as it is the sporting directors, right? So if he's done that, then you can understand why he sort of left him out of the squad. But it is ridiculous that he isn't even going there. And it does affect the price tag. You know, when you're talking about 35 odd million, he's not even in the squad to go there. So they know that we want to offload him. There isn't even a fake injury. They could easily say it's a fake injury, whatever. There isn't even that. So the price tag goes down. I don't see how we go from 25 million bid accepted, now this season 35 million. I don't see how we get it, but it is probably brickmanship in terms of negotiation. That's the only way that you can say it now. We'll probably end up settling on 30 odd million. 30 odd million in this market for a player of Trevor's ability is way under it. Like, I know you're getting heat for Axel Disasi. I'm going to sort of double down here. Trevor is way better than Axel Disasi.
Way better.
Way better. I understand, and I said this in my video, I understand why they bought Axel Disasi. Because at the time, we had an ageing Thiago Silva, who we didn't know how much he was going to play. We had Trev, who was injured for at least half the season. And we didn't really have a lot of cover on that right-hand side other than that.
I'll tell you another one.
Go on.
We had a Benoit Badiashile whose performances, and I'm not gonna, put him down, but performances in that first half of season when he was signed were actually, for the most part, I would say a higher standard than he showed in his second season, which was his full season, right? Obviously, chaotic time in the club and whatnot. However, Benoit Badiashile, when they signed Axel Disasi, had come off the back of an impressive first season, even scoring a goal towards the end against Bournemouth away, I think, when we won 4-1 or something like that. And he had looked really good, calm, collective, composed in that left centre-back slot, right? Now, we signed him from Monaco.
Yep.
Who did he play alongside with at Monaco? Axel Disasi.
Yeah.
2 and 2 equals 4. Do you know what I mean?
They didn't have the best defence, though. So, the rationale behind that, there must have been some underlying data that they've seen of Axel Disasi. Now, I looked at the sort of the performances of the players, of the centre-backs last season in my video that I did recently, ranking the sort of the pre-season players that I should look out for, inspired by one of your videos, actually, as well. So, I looked at that, and Axel Disasi, even based on the numbers of last season, is underperforming players like Badiashile and underperforming players like a Tosin, even at Fulham. You know, Fulham had a better defence than us when Tosin was playing.
Yeah.
It tells you everything you need to know really about his quality, and that's why we're quite excited to see him
going to
play.
play a lot of games, I think.
I think he will play quite a lot of games. I think we might end up playing 3 centre-backs more often than not, you know.
See, one thing that a lot of people are saying to me in the comment section at the moment is, you didn't show this outrage when the club sold Gahey, when the club sold Tamori, when the club sold Zuma
we
or whatever.
absolutely did.
One, we did.
Yeah, we absolutely did.
2,
yeah,
I didn't have a YouTube channel then. So how do you know?
Yeah.
Or that was my mum commenting it. So maybe she'd probably see me around the house, walking around whistling like I didn't have a care in the world. And, she's thinking, you little fucker, we just sold Tamori. And 3, the most important thing here is look at what we had then. We sold those boys when we had Christensen, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, who at that point was aging like a fine wine, scoring goals at, the Tottenham ground, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
We had some great options. Shithole. We had some great options then.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we don't have great options now, but what I feel like we have now are high ceiling, great potential options, but maybe not great options. Is that fair to say?
I think that's a little bit harsh in that every club around Europe wants Levi Colwill.
Yeah, Levi Colwill's class.
Yeah. But there's
Absolutely
other defensive. I mean, Wesley Fofana again was the hot prospect in terms of centre backs.
He was, yeah, he was. And I've said multiple times, I've gone on record, he's going to be a great player for us.
Yeah.
I think if he can stay fit, he didn't play a game last season.
He didn't.
When you use Levi Colwill there, yes, brilliant. We're on about a centre-back, but you and me both know that Levi Colwill would be the partner to Trevor Chalobah, not the replacement for Trevor Chalobah. Levi Colwill will be playing left centre-back. Trevor Chalobah, who sometimes deputises as a right-back and can go there when players move up the pitch, can go into that space. He wouldn't be taking the place of him. So actually, what I'm saying there is Benoit Badiashile, really, at the moment, or Veiga, potential, ceiling, but we haven't yet seen it on a consistent basis enough. And Trevor Chalobah is a man that is proven to me. Is there any way we do a U-turn on this?
No. I think it's done. I think it's done now. And the fact that he hasn't gone on the pre-season tour is the door. What I would say, right, is let's take our blue tinted glasses off for a brief moment. Can we do that?
Yeah,
they're off.
They're off.
Do you think that fan bases from other Premier League clubs look at Trevor Chalobah and are worried when he plays? Do you think they see the back line and they see Colwill and Trevor Chalobah and they'd look at that and go, we're probably not going to score today?
No, I don't think they think that.
Yeah.
But I think that's just purely out of, and I don't mean this word in a rude way, but ignorance, basically. Because do fan bases of other clubs look at, let's say, Virgil van Dijk when he's on form and think, oh, fuck it, no, that's going to be hard?
Yeah.
They do.
They do, absolutely.
They do. Okay, but the example you used before, and maybe Virgil van Dijk's not the best comparison for, but the example you used before was that Fulham had a better defence than us. Yeah. I didn't rock up to Craven Cottage last season thinking, oh, God, they got tossing. You know what I mean?
They got Tim Reedman tossing.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't rock up to Selhurst Park last season, even though I should be, because I know how good the player is, thinking they got Gahey.
I mean, Gahey and Anderson, I like both of them, to be honest with you.
They're good. They're good.
I rode both of them.
Can we just do this on free, I'm thinking?
Go on.
Gut instinct, on free, Trevor Chalobah's next club. I'll give you a second to compose yourself and you can have a little think about this. And there's one thing in my head I'm really hoping you don't say. Should we do it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Palace.
Fulham. Do you know what? Palace was the other one I was going with. I was thinking Fulham or Palace. They were my two.
It's weird to say because, does he get in the team over Anderson? But I think maybe he gets in the team as a right back at Palace.
I feel like at Fulham there's a clearer pathway for him.
I don't know. They've got some good players at the back. They've got Diop as well. They've got. I mean, maybe. Do
you remember the original Diop, the wardrobe?
Yes.
Papa Bouba
Yeah,
Papa
legend.
Bouba Diop. I was there that day when he scored the screamer against Chelsea.
You've been to Fulham a lot, mate.
And how about this for a bit of trivia for you, right? I was there when he scored the screamer against Chelsea. I was also there about a week or two later when Papa Bouba Diop scored the screamer against Man United.
No way. 2 in a row.
Yeah, mad. Why was I at Fulham Man United?
Why were you at Fulham Man United?
I don't know. My best mate growing up was a Fulham fan, so I just love football. I used to go there. And,
it's easy to get over there, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, I was there for that one. Right, shall we quickly, before we wrap this one up, should we quickly talk about a man who there's been conflicting reports about may or may not be up for sale this summer, be on the move, and it is obviously the man that went in, absolutely smashed it, feels like home, as his dad would say, Mason Mount.
What a player.
Mate.
What has gone on? What has gone on with that? Mate, I have to say, this was one of those ones where I saw the news, I sent you a little message, I put it actually in the kickoff group, didn't I? Just went, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Feels like home. Can't wait to be playing for Man United. Ten Hag welcoming him into Old Trafford, saying you're going to be a key part of my plans. I'm going to play you very often. You're going to be a great player for us.
And
why did they sign him?
Old Trafford ended up having more leaking roofs than Mount did goals from last season.
True.
He was shocking.
He was shite.
Shite.
Probably one of the worst
debut.
Maybe what we need to do is a reel where we discuss the worst debut seasons of all time.
That Mount
because he would be up.
Mounts is there, worst debut season of all time. Yeah. Mason Mount's on Man United, 55 million or something like that.
Got bodied by Enzo Fernandez in that Chelsea game, the 4-3.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. I could see him having a couple of old friends at Man United soon and all.
Who's that?
There was links about Chile.
Yeah.
We didn't really discuss these links, and they've gone quiet, so...
Wouldn't be mad about it.
I wouldn't be mad about it either.
It's
Do you know what?
Say.
I said this to you before, but that thing at the Grand Prix when Chile
Yeah.
was all like, he was
I
like
know.
creaming over Mount
Yeah.
joining Man United.
Why
and
don't
he
you
was
tell
like-
him?
Why don't you tell
Brundle,
him?
why don't you
making
tell him where
little
you're
jokes
going?
about it, and it's like, yeah, nah, bruv, that's not cool.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's. I don't like.
They
that.
knew for 6 months, and they're best mates. Like Chilwell's career at Chelsea is on
BMFLs.
last legs.
BMFLs they are.
Yeah,
They're
BMFLs.
other, you know Bebo?
Yeah.
Bebo, they've got other half status on
What
Bebo.
about MSN? He would have Mason Mount in Love
he'd be in his
Hearts
screen name.
in
He'd be in his
he
screen name.
would.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah.
MSN. Can you still
Yeah.
log into MSN? I'd like to have a look at the old chats.
I can, but for nostalgia vibes,
You'd stick to Bebo, would you?
I just stick to.
What about MySpace?
I'll give you one. You might not even remember this.
Go on.
This is testing the waters here.
Go on.
Pixo.
Pixo I didn't use it, but I
used
remember it.
Do you know what I used to like about Pixo?
Go on.
You could have a song come on as you entered the homepage.
Yeah.
So there go
What
on.
was your song?
Pixo.com / dash Bad Boy Joey. That was legit it. Yeah, Bad
classic.
Boy Joey.
Yeah.
And then you came on and it was Baby Grind on me. Relax your mind, take your time.
That is such a
on
classic
me.
one.
And there's me. Set the song, sit back, wait for the year 7 plunge to roll in.
By the way, just clarity, he was year 7
I
at
was
the time.
in year 7 too. That's not me saying I like year 7 plunge. It's got to be at least year 9 for me to go near it. I think we wrap it up there. Should we wrap it up, mate? It's been good to be back in the studio.
I've missed
hasn't
it.
These
We
lot
haven't
bloody
fallen
loved
out.
it.
We'd never fall
We
out.
don't fall out. We don't fall out. Yeah.
By the way, if they do want to get the Chelsea kit, you've got something.
I can't believe we haven't even spoke about it.
So can we just
let's give it a minute. We've run over, but these lot don't mind.
Yeah.
Chelsea kit.
Yes.
Right.
What do you think about it? Because people loved. We did, by the way, for anyone that hasn't seen it, we did a whole video
to make a
on
dark
this.
joke there about things that grow on you, but I don't think I will.
We did a video all about ranking the Chelsea home kits, and we had 5 tiers. We had like elite, like good, meh, something else, and then rubbish.
People loved that video.
We'll do another one.
Do you know what you call that video?
What?
A
grower.
No, I'm a grower. A cult classic.
Yes.
Did I tell you what happened to me when I was walking through Epsom?
No.
I'm walking through Epsom, and the fella's gone.
Oh, you did
like
tell
that,
me this.
And I took my headphone off. I went, "All right, mate," and he went, "When you doing the away kits?" Didn't give it no context.
Yeah,
Just
true,
said,
so
"When you
true.
doing the away kits?" And I'm like, "Are you all right?" I went, "Away kits," and he went, "Yeah, I watched your channel, kits video." He went, "You said you were going to do the away kits," and I was like, God, you're a legend, now. Like, you are hardcore, mate.
To be fair, that is an off-season video. We should do that. We should do that before the season starts. The away kits.
Things are coming hot and heavy now.
I know. We're gonna have to do a lot of videos.
This kit is growing on me.
You can see it behind Joey, by the way, right now. We've got it on the graphics now. Don't say we don't update the graphics quick enough.
Do you know what meme I loved? You know Cole Palmer when he's in the kit?
Yeah.
And he's just looking like that.
Yeah.
And it says below it, Mum said it's my turn on the Xbox. It's proper. I was like, that is annoying little brother vibes. Like,
So
fuck
true.
off.
It's so
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, I've just cut my brother's hair, or
Yeah.
I've drawn all over the walls.
Yeah.
That was a classic Cole
No,
Palmer.
but I like the kit now. It has grown on me. Ultimately, I always do think a kit relies heavily upon the memories you create in it.
Yeah.
But I do think that what you don't want to do, considering kits are out of fashion, you know, as soon as the season's over. Like, personally, I'm probably not going to go and buy last season's kit now. I might.
I think you should, because I think that's going to be a classic.
I might actually have it for a little bit of a workout. But hold on, it would have gone down in price as well, wouldn't it?
I don't know if they're selling it on the Chelsea Megastore, put it that way.
No.
So it might have done.
That's the thing.
If you can still get it.
I think for the going rate that kits are sort of being charged at, I see the kits
Super
in JD at the
Yeah.
airport and stuff like that. I don't think it's bad for the going rate. I would prefer if I could get a little discount on it.
But you can get a discount on it.
What, on the new kit? They don't start putting discounts on kits until they've been out.
You can get a 10% discount on the kit.
A 10% discount?
Yeah, that means £8 off.
How?
Just all you need to do, there's a link actually.
Where?
It under here, right down
Fuck
here.
off.
In the description of this video.
There's a link in the description.
But
I
it's
forgot
your
about
link.
that. It's my link.
Yeah.
So hold on. Does that mean that I represent Chelsea Football Club?
Yes.
Oh.
This is your moment. Congratulations. You've made it. You've made it.
I made it.
I think we'll only have made it when we've played on Stamford Bridge. And if anyone watching right now can make that happen,
I think
we will love you forever.
I think it could happen. What would you play?
Badminton.
Yeah, I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd probably go like Beyblades.
Beyblades would be good, yeah. Beyblades.
Yeah.
Just maybe even those, do you remember those little sort of plastic things you flicked at each other?
Do I remember them?
Yeah, what were they called?
Them? Crazy Bones.
Crazy Bones.
You know what you used to do?
Let's
you know
do that.
You used to get the washing up bags,
Yeah.
little washing up bags, the little white ones, like whatever. Take the washing up tablets out, stick your Crazy Bones in there. I just walk around the playground at school, just sort of like, oh, what's that? What's that? Double rare shiny Crazy Bone? Yeah, no big deal, mate. Oh, what?
You had all of this
Did I
shit.
get my mum and dad to remortgage their house so I could buy them? Yeah, I did. And what? I was the man.
You were an
Crazy
entrepreneurial
Bones.
kid getting that money for those Crazy Bones.
Oh, I was.
Oh, you
I
were.
was entrepreneurial.
And you had
right.
all of
Yeah.
the Pokemon cards in the world.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
You had the shiny
Yeah.
Charizards.
So, people, linked in the description is your link to go to the Chelsea website where you can get 10% off the new kit. Also, we got a little Manscaped linked in there just for the sake of it. We will see you all in the next one.